All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High and His only begotten Son. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone who root and teach well. Wa Barakathum, and to the hopeful elect. All right, on today through the Spirit, I want to go into a quick video entitled "We must trust in the Lord's saving power." You see, not the saving power of our riches or our possessions or what we have, because our possessions and everything we have is not going to matter in these times that we're coming into. You see, and I'm going to start off right here with Hebrews 13 in verse 5. It says, "Let your conversation be without covetousness, and be content with such things ye have." Right? Covetous goes into like lusting, which we'll get it right here. I say conversation, and conversation is your conduct, your behavior patterns. All right, let's get covetous. All right, it says not loving money. It says it says avaricious, right? And this is in Greek. Grasping. It says grasping, having or showing extreme greed for wealth or material gain. So lust for material or worldly gain, right? So that's what avaricious means, right? Check this out. Without covetousness, not greedy in the Strongs, of filthy lucre. All right. So you lusting and having a strong desire, for riches, and ultimately even for glory, to be the man on this side. We're going to be the man in the kingdom to come. Our desire we endure, because we have to go through the same straight gate Yahweh Shai went through. If we don't do that, then you're not gonna be the man in the kingdom to come, which is gonna be eternal. The things we see is all temporary, right? It's gonna play its course. But if we endure to the end, we'll obtain that eternal reward with Yahweh Shai, right? This is Hebrews 13 and 5. Let your conversation, your conduct, your behavior be without covetousness, greed, lusting after worldly riches and gain. It says, and be content with such things ye have, as ye have. For he hath said, I will never leave thee nor forsake thee. Because when you in that kind of spirit of trying to continuously be greedy and chase riches, that means that's what you trust in. You see, the scriptures say, where a man's heart is, where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be also. So greed and covetousness is a mindset. In your mindset, you're consistently lusting and desiring after worldly gain and more glory and riches. Now, is it unrighteous for you to want a better life for yourself? No. For you to do certain particular things to make more money? No. But you still have to prioritize serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And if something gets in the way of that, you got to be willing to let it go. Speaking of myself first and foremost. And that goes into hobbies, and it goes into various, certain brothers may have to let go. Because we're all going to eventually have to. But certain brothers may have to let go of certain careers or certain ambitions before the MOTB gets mandated. Because once the MOTB is mandated, we're all going to have to walk away from our so-called careers that we have, or whatever job that you're doing. You see, because you're not going to take the micro C-HIP. That's going to be the only way to be a part of this society, is by putting that MOTB inside your hand or in your forehead to make purchases and to deal with concourse in the world. Right? So we're coming to that point. And that's when you're going to have to fully trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. But the Lord said it right here. Because he quoted in this Deuteronomy, which I'm going to grab that real quick. He's quoting this precept right here. This is Deuteronomy 31 and verse 6. Be strong and of good courage, fear not, nor be afraid of them. It's talking about these other nations, because this is Moses' last message. One of Moses' last messages before he allowed Israel to go with Joshua. Right? It says, for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai thy power, he it is that goeth with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee. So we was going to have to go and subdue them other nations to get to the promised land. They was in our promised land. The Canaanites and all those different Hamitic nations, they were all in our promised lands. We had to go subdue them. And Moses was basically saying, hey, don't be afraid. Trust in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord, which we have to do right now. You see, fear not. See, because if you believe the Lord can save you, he's going to save you. But if you believe your riches is going to save you, that's going to fail you in these times that we're coming into. Right? Let's continue on. It says, Verse 6 says, so that we may boldly say, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is my helper, and I will not fear what man shall do unto me. And that's that's Psalms 118, right? Which I believe I have that too. Did I grab it? Nope. Oh yeah, I do. This Psalms 118 and verse 5, and read down a little bit. It says, I called upon Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai in distress, and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai answered me and set me in a large place. You see? Freedom. You see, the Lord delivered us from our tribulation, our troublesome times, right, in our straits. Verse 6, it says, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is on my side. I will not fear what man can do unto me. You see, because if the Lord is controlling evil and good. Any trouble or situation you get brought into, the Lord is directing it. He's directing whether you're going to make it out of it or whether it'll overtake you. So when you understand that, that gives you a sense of peace, because you're like, whatever the Lord wants to happen is going to happen. You see, and the Lord is always going to make sure he's with his servants and protect them so he can continue to serve him. Verse 7, it says, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai taketh my part with them that help me. Therefore shall I see my desire upon them that hate me. The Lord's going to bring judgment to our enemies. Vengeance. Verse 8, it is better to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai than to put confidence in man, because man can fail you. Man have different emotions and things that can change, but the Lord changes not. And the Lord is bound by his words. And those that believe in the covenants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob unto the end, who believe in Yahweh Shai's saving power and Yahweh Shai's blood, believe that he risen up, and they willing to lay down their lives and live their lives to serve the Lord is going to be with them. You see, no matter what situation we get brought into, which we're going to get brought through the fire, but the Lord is going to be able to deliver us from anything, you see, because he has the power to do so, and he said he would to those that are of the elect. Verse 9, it is better to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai than to put confidence in princes, right? So it's better to trust in the Lord, but it says, I will not fear what man can do unto me, right? Because Esau is going to try and scare us into bowing down and taking a micro C-up. But if we trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, then guess what? The Lord, if they do moderate us, then we're going to raise back up when Yahweh Shai returns. You see, so it's prophecy. It's all in the Lord's control. So we're not supposed to fear what man can do unto thee, but that's because we trusting in the Lord. You see? Let's get this next one right here. This is Proverbs 11 and 4, because we just went into that covetousness, man. All right, it says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, right? So when it's the Lord's judgment, the Lord don't care about how much money you had or how much glory you had or what type of guy you were. You know, like, well, actually, the Lord does care what type of guy you were. He cares if you were serving him. Did you take heed into my word? Did you believe in me? That's what the Lord's going to care about. He's not going to care about what you accomplished in this world. Like you was the most richest guy, or you had the most money, you was the best boxer, the best rapper, whatever ambition you have. You're the best at whatever career field you do. The Lord doesn't care about that. He cares about, did you serve me? Did you believe in me until the end? Right? Until your course is finished. To when I'm going to call you back into the spirit world. I'm going to have you get judged and bring you back to the spirit world. That's when the day of wrath happens. Now, the elect, there's going to be certain men of the elect that don't ever have to taste the death. And then guess what? Those that do be martyrs, that means to die in the faith, Yahweh Shai is going to raise them back up when he returns. So guess what? If you're not one of the elect, if you're not serving the Lord, no matter how rich you are or how so-called secure you think you are, it's not going to matter in these times. You see, you're still going to die eventually. All right. Let's get this next one. Because the scriptures say money is a defense, but it can't save you from the Lord's judgment. We just read that in Proverbs 11 and 4. It doesn't profit in a day of wrath when the Lord's judging. You see, when it's a natural disaster, it don't matter how rich you are. You see, when the Lord is ready to bring some judgments, if you ain't of the elect, if you ain't covered, if the Lord ain't protecting you, then you're going to die. You see, you ain't going to have that covering over you. All right. So fuck trying to, you make your living, and if your situation can get better, then you do it. But you understand where your true deliverance is from. It's through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. It's not going to be by how much money or how much riches or how many assets you can obtain. It's going to be through the Lord saving you. That's what you got to believe in, the Lord's saving power, not the power of your riches or your possessions. This Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. So money can help you. Shit, you got money. You get sick, you can easily go to if you got bread, then you can afford to go get treated, You know, you may break a limb or something. You can afford to go get treated and get the proper treatment, therapy, and all that cool stuff. You know, you may injure some of your joints, and go to a chiropractor to get stretched out and stuff like that. Somebody has money, they can afford things like that. Or you got a big savings, so if something come up, you always got bread. You got assets coming in. You got money from different businesses, or you may have money from your houses, or you may have money from, you have a share in some company or whatever the case may be. So you got money there, it can, it helps. But what does the scripture say though? It says, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it, right? You see, wisdom can make you live through the most perilous times on the planet Earth, not money. You see, so we have to prioritize the wisdom of Yahweh Shem Shai, this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the truth. You see, this truth is going to be our shield and buckler, not how much money you got, not how many assets you're getting, how much money you're getting from your assets, not how much money you're getting from your job. Not your nice ass car, or you got the Glock, you got these weapons. Yeah, I got my AK, I got my Draco and all that. Don't matter. You see, because guess what? You can use that all day, but that's not gonna save you from the Lord's judgment. You can't shoot. You can't, if you get a plague and get plagued with one of these new created plagues or sicknesses, then that gun ain't gonna be able to do nothing about that. If Esau sends some battle robots that don't feel pain, you can shoot that robot up, and that robot still ain't gonna feel none of that, right? And Esau has things like that, technology like that, right? And ultimately the Lord named Esau the sword, his instrument to destroy. Esau is an instrument to destroy. That red horse where peace should not go from the earth. He shall make peace to not be in the earth. That's Revelation 6:4, roughly paraphrasing. That's Edomites. That's the white man, right? The Lord created him to be this way. So you can try all that, having money, you can be able to fight real good. It's not going to mean nothing. Esau has different he has drones that as soon as that drone see you, can come to you and just explode your ass. You see? You can't beat him in his kingdom, in his rulership, right? So the thing that's going to save us is Yahweh Bashem Shai, that divine intervention. You see, power from the heavens, right? Let's get it NLT, Ecclesiastes 7:12. Wisdom and money can get you almost anything, but only wisdom can save your life. The amount of bread you stored up don't mean nothing, right? So that's why we're not to covet after it, man. Sirach knows Ecclesiastes chapter 27:1. Many have sinned for a small matter. He that seeketh for abundance will turn his eyes away. And that's talking about people trying to chase riches and trying to establish themselves in Esau's kingdom. You see? Now you can get enough to get what you need to do. And if opportunity is shown to you, it's presented to you, which the Lord will do that for certain brothers. He'll give them opportunities to have more, but you use that to be a asset to the body, and to help further the kingdom. You're not using it to, I'm gonna use it so I can be more. I'm gonna be more of a man in this kingdom. I'm gonna be able to live more. I'm gonna get more of my pleasures and all that. That's what I'm saying. That's what most of these rich men do. All they care about is pleasing themselves, glorifying themselves, doing all that wickedness, so you can get more riches. Because the scriptures say, when the wicked are in authority, sin flourishes. So the way you really win in this society is by going against the Lord. If you follow Yahweh Bashem Shai, it's going to make you be casted away in a society. You're not going to be accepted by everybody else, because that's not what the world pushes sin and wickedness and evil. So if you're not pushing sin, wickedness, and evil, then the world is not going to accept you. You're not going to be the man in this society, right? And that's what most men do. And that's why I want to get this last precept here. 1 Timothy 6:6. But godliness with contentment is great gain. Being content, satisfied with what the Lord gave you. You see? And when the Lord gives you more, he gives you more. If that's in your lot to have more. Certain particular brothers, the Lord isn't going to allow them to really, get a lot of money on this side, because that brother gets that, then he won't be productive in the ministry no more. Certain brothers, they got extra, then they'll be too comfortable. So the Lord got to have us where we're all to a point where we're always seeking the Lord's deliverance or saving power. We're seeking the kingdom. So some brothers, the Lord gonna make it to where you just consistently in a position of on edge when it comes to, your finances or your career path or whatever that is. So because that's going to make you want the kingdom. Some brothers, they can have more. Some brothers, they cannot. Verse 7, it says, for we are brought into this world brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we can carry nothing out. So once you die, that's it. The riches and all the stuff that you done stored up doesn't matter, right? It says, and having food and raiment, let us therewith be content, be satisfied. The Lord got it to where you have everything you need. That's all we got to be satisfied and happy about. And if the Lord gives you more, then hey, call Allah Yahweh Shem Shah. The Lord bless you with more. You see? But that's what your focus is on, the kingdom to come, not trying to be the man on this side. You know, not trying to covet and lust after the stuff of this world. You see? Because that's going to lead to you going left. And that's this world is kind of pushing. It's pushing a vibration of trying to get people to covet and, you know, want to be the top, to be the top of the line on this side, which is not going to matter because everything's going digital anyway. Right? Verse 6 and 9 and 10. But they that will be rich will fall into temptation and a snare, and drown into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. And you got to devote a lot of your time into whatever facet to that. It's going to take all your time. If you really want to really ball, you got to devote all your time into whatever path it is. And it's of the Lord if the Lord even allow you to make it to that point. The Lord can just have you die. You see, in the path of you trying to get, you know, super rich. And a lot of those men that's rich, they do all types of wickedness on the back end. You see, that's in them contracts. Them contracts ain't public for a reason, man. You see, it's a lot of stuff that they can't speak about. It's a lot of things they have to partake in, rituals and sacrifices and so on and so forth on the left hand side. But if you want to be the man, if you want to be super rich, then you got to do it. Just like if you want to serve the Lord, you got to sacrifice to him. You got to devote your time and your life to him. You got to pick. This is verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money. So having money is not evil. But when you love it, that's the evil part. You know? Having a good money flow is not a bad thing. But when you love it and you covet it after it, that's the problem. It says, while some have coveted after, you see, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows because they're doing wickedness to get money. Like selling out their people. You have camps that do that. Teaching false doctrines, teaching the false names, you know, denouncing the names of the Lord because of what? Money. You see, selling everything, selling all the stuff, the breakdowns and all the scriptures because of what? Money. People will go through those measures to get money. And that's why the scriptures warn you of the love of money. It'll make you lose track on, you know, it'll make you be reprobate. People will grow reprobate because of money. You see, so we got to be aware of that. You see, but anyways, the point of the lesson has been made. Lord willing, just edify. I like to end it all by saying, call hello, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wakakudash, double honors to the apostles, elders, great millstone, room teach well. So next time, Kwame Shalom.